CEO salaries and DEI. Let's talk about that.
Man Up with Mark. Mark talks about everything under the sun. You may agree with him, and again, you may not.
So, one of my subscribers sent me a comment and suggested that I talk about the salaries that CEOs get in a lot of these Fortune 500 companies
Must continue fighting evil corporation.
versus the salaries that are paid out to, the rest of their workers. And then also talk a little bit about DEI in the workplace. So, here I go.
Where are you going?
And Doug, you may not like what I have to say. And then again, because you know me, you may like what I say, because you know me.
That's redundant.
First off, the disparity between the salaries of CEOs and the workers of said companies that the CEOs are in charge of, I don't know, doesn't really bother me. Never has bothered me. I've always been of the mindset, if you could make it to that level, and you could have the owner of the company, or the board of directors, or if you are the owner of the company, and you become the CEO, if the company can afford it, and they want to pay it to you,
Take it! Take it!
I mean, it'd be silly if a board of directors of, say, some Fortune 500 company, name anyone you want, but it's a multi-billion-dollar company that's worldwide, and they want to hire you as the CEO, and they say, you know what, we're going to give you $100 million a year. Would that be okay? And you look at them and say, no, I don't want to take that much money. No, that's too much money. I think you should pay me less.
That would be stupid.
No, nobody would say that. You wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. If I was offered a buttload of money to do a job to the best of my ability, I'd take it. Now, the qualifier is to the best of my ability. Do I have the ability to do it?
Probably not.
That's a whole other thing. Now, do I think the common everyday worker in any company, every company out there, do I think they should get paid a little more? In some cases, yeah. I think some of the pay rates for a lot of employees out there are low. And there are a lot of employees out there that are getting paid just what they're worth. Some are getting paid more than what they're worth. That's my issue with companies and their payroll situation. I believe that people should be paid for what their abilities are, for their experience, for their knowledge. That's what they should be paid for. People with little experience or no experience that come in as a trainee, as a newbie, yeah, I don't see a problem with paying them a little less money than anybody else because they don't know what they're doing yet. And who knows if they're going to last.
I quit.
So I guess I'm in favor of the meritocracy side of things versus the equity. But the whole diversity, equity, and inclusion thing is kind of like the equal opportunity thing on steroids. You know, all of the companies used to say, we are an equal opportunity employer. And that's all that really needed to be said. They have a job opening. You want to try for it, you go in and you apply, or you send in your resume and you interview, and if they feel that you have the qualifications, no matter what you are, no matter what race, color, creed, sexual orientation you are, if you got the shit to offer the company good stuff,
This is some good shit.
they hire you. Nowadays, I don't know, with this DEI program, with the said quotas that these companies try to hit for a higher DEI score, why you want a DEI score is beyond me. I don't know what that gets you. Again, I haven't delved that far into the whole DEI thing. But if you're just hiring people to fill a quota, I need so many women, I need so many black people, I need so many Mexicans, I need so many gay people, I need so many black one-legged lesbians.
What are you talking about?
Okay, kind of got carried away there. But if you're just hiring people to fill quotas, is your company really doing the job you want the company to do? Are they really a benefit to you? Are they doing the job you want them to do? I mean, if you hire a one-legged black lesbian, and that one-legged black lesbian can knock the shit out of that job that you hired them for, great. But if you're just hiring that person to fill that slot, I don't get it. Now, I know a lot of companies out there kind of fell into the whole DEI thing here a while back. And now they're coming back and saying, we really don't want to do this anymore. Because they found out that, it's really not working out for us. It's not beneficial to the company.
We just changed our mind.
Now, the critics out there are saying, well, it's because they're conservative, or they're getting feedback from conservative groups, and this and that.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I don't know. I think it's the bottom line. It's the dollar. If the program was working and they were making money, they'd keep doing it. If something isn't working and they're losing money, they change.
We just changed our mind.
That's what a business does. They're out to make money. They're not out there to make the world. I was going to say they're not out there to make the world a happier place.
I'll have a Coke.
But a lot of things that companies do make the world a happy place, just by the service or the product that they provide. But the main goal of any company out there is to make money. No matter how noble the goal is, they're out there to make money. That takes me back to the CEOs. If the company's making money, and the board of directors or the owner decides, yeah, I can afford to pay this guy or this gal X amount of money, do it. Pay them. And if you're that guy or that gal, I don't see any problem with you accepting that. Now, there are CEOs out there that are doing their job for not much money. They're making their money in other avenues. They're making their money in other ways. I know that we always hear the CEOs, you always hear this CEO is receiving $84 million a year or $120 million a year.
That's too much.
But there are a lot of CEOs out there that are making, a couple $100,000 a year. There are CEOs in the top 500, the Fortune 500 companies out there. They're actually CEOs that are making no money. They don't take a salary. Now, again, I know they make their money other ways, but as a CEO for the certain company, they've decided not to take a salary. Or they've decided to take a very low salary because they're making their money other ways.
That's redundant.
And then there are the companies that pay the guys and gals big bucks. It all balances out. I think the average, I saw this somewhere, don't quote me on this, but I think it's close to the top Fortune 500 companies there, the S&P Fortune 500 companies. I think the average CEO salary is around $16 million a year.
That's too much.
Now, yeah, that's a lot of money compared to, the schlub that's working the cash register for that certain company, whatever that company might be. But, it's kind of the way things go in this capitalistic world. So, for those of you that think we need to really change our way, well, I don't see it happening. And I don't see anybody that bitches about it very much getting much accomplished. Because a lot of these companies that fall into that scenario have decided, nope, we're not making money, it's not working out, we're going to go back to the old way. Which is their prerogative. It's their company. It's their prerogative. That would make a good song.
That's my prerogative.
Okay. So, if you would you please donate to my Patreon? I'd really appreciate it. It might keep this silly-ass podcast going. My Patreon page is patreon.com/manupwithmark. And like always, come on, like always, you should know already. Like, subscribe, ring that fucking bell.
Come on now, potty mouth.
Please. And for all you audio listeners out there, send me an email. Hey, even you video watchers out there, you can send me an email. My email address is mark@manupwithmark.com. Okay. That's all I've got to say about that. So, hope to see you tomorrow. See ya.
If you have a question or comment, email mark@manupwithmark.com.